everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We'll be discussing HR and facilities working together to support workplace lactation. Hi, my name is Cassi Janakos. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Healthy Horizons. Healthy Horizons operates in 125 cities in North America and is the first company to provide workplace lactation support across the country. We support companies with new baby gifts, lactation room setup and maintenance, and education for new parents. I'd also like to introduce our guest speaker, Elaine.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elaine Yang. I'm based here in the Bay Area, California, and I've spent a little over 10 years now in various HR and people team roles. Most recently, spent a number of years at Lever, which was a small at the time but mid-sized startup here in the Bay Area. As a part of their people and HR teams. It's where I met Cassi, Healthy Horizons, and also Timaj, our third presenter. And currently, I'm a part of Atlassian's global leadership team for our TA business partners. And so I primarily work with our recruiting teams to really solve sort of the business challenges that are ahead for us as we grow. And I think what's been really important to me and why this webinar is exciting to me is, the most meaningful part of my work is really growing companies, helping them scale, but also maintaining a very human-centric experience. And certainly lactating parents are a huge part of that. So happy to be here. Thanks, Cassi.
Thank you so much, Elaine. And our other guest speaker is Timaj.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Timaj Bakadli. Thank you so much for having me today, Cassi and Elaine. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm really excited to talk about how facilities and HR can really work together to make an amazing experience for all working moms, and talking today really about the lactation program. It's very near and dear to me. I am in the past worked in facilities for a very long time, specifically working with companies such as Figma and Lever, helping to support their lactation programs. And now currently I'm helping to support other technology companies on the real estate and workplace side. So really excited for our conversation today.
And with that, we'll dive right into the conversation. As HR and facilities leaders, how did you first start working together on your lactation program?
Well, I guess I can go ahead and kick it off. I think earlier I had mentioned that me and Elaine actually had worked together. I don't know, how many years ago was that, Elaine? Like 5+ years ago?
Yeah, 5+ years ago.
Now that just feels light years away. And so I think personally for me, it actually kickstarted because I was expecting, and I was working for a company that was fairly young in the tech side. And so they actually didn't have a formal maternity leave program. And so when I let HR know, hey, I'm expecting, that really kind of, one was like, oh gosh, Elaine was probably thinking, and it was really, really the impetus to kickstarting a lactation program. And so fortunately for me, I worked also on the facility side of things. And so we really worked in partnership to really get that started. And I'll let Elaine talk about what that looked like from her end.
Yeah. Thanks, Timaj. I was the only HR person, I think, at our company at the time. And like Timaj said, we didn't have a lot of parents who were going out, birthing parents in particular. And I'm pretty sure, Timaj, you were the first one. And so when I look back at that time, and the learning there was, we were such a small startup. No one was really going out on leave who needed the extended time off and also needed to return to work with a lactation room or program in place. Timaj really kicked that off. But looking back, I wish that we had been more proactive about it. I think we had non-birthing parents go out on leave, but we treated it like a long vacation. Or like a long leave, and didn't really do very much programmatically from the company to support that. And I think it's a foundational piece of our culture that we were late to, right? It was very reactive. And so I think my key learning there is really, if you start hiring parents, approach it holistically and inclusively from the start, right? Just because we only had non-birthing parents, we didn't set up anything for our birthing parents. And it was like Timaj had to be the one to raise her hand and to bring that up. And I do think that one of the responsibilities of an HR or people leader and team is to create that space. It shouldn't be on the parents to really drive that. We got really lucky though, since Timaj, you led our facilities team there. But yeah, that's how we started.
I was just going to add to that. Don't be also afraid to talk to other companies, other organizations. You don't need to have to reinvent the wheel. I think that there's a lot of resources and tools out there, especially like a program like Healthy Horizons, who can help to kind of support that, because there is no right way of doing things. I think it's a matter of understanding what the needs of what your company needs, and then kind of helping to support that and really talking with the expectant moms in terms of what their concerns are. I think that was at that moment, that was my third child. And so I already kind of had an idea of what I needed from a company prior to working for other large companies. And so it was really a partnership with HR to kind of understand how we can also support that future mom, whether it was me in that example or others after me.
Yeah, and something you mentioned in a previous conversation that was so interesting was about kind of doing it earlier, like you both had mentioned, because parents have so much on their plate when they're returning to work that to have to design a lactation program on top of it and figure out the needs is quite a lot to ask. So as helpful as we can be.
Exactly. I think the proactive design and even just getting something, a skeleton or an infrastructure in place for the conversations and the timelines really helps. We were lucky since Timaj, you had two children already before that. But I remember during the course of our policy design, we asked another, it was a first time expectant mom, what she wanted. And she was like, I don't know. I've never had a child before. And so, start early and really lean on the resources that we have around us, like Timaj said.